The segments of videos that follow show short clips of various storytellers performing on stage. They're all members of ASE, Chicago Association of Black Storytellers. The story segments that are presented range from folk tales, personal memoirs, historical stories, cultural stories, to fictional stories the tellers created themselves. After viewing the videos, if you would like to find out more about our organization or even our individual tellers, then please visit our website at www.aseblackstorytellers.org or find us on Facebook.
It was the night of May 16th, 1977. I was up late working on a paper for school, and since I still had to work full time, all my schoolwork had to be done after the children went to bed. This particular assignment was due the next day, so I had to stay up and finish it that night. I was up till about 2 o'clock, and it was then that I heard footsteps outside. I didn't think anything about it. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't even surprised because I heard footsteps and other noises all the time. I was seldom alone, no matter where I was. The security police were never far behind. I just assumed they were making their regular rounds, so I turned off the lights and went to bed. Never really got to sleep. Then it was about 4 in the morning. I heard a loud thud outside. It sounded like a hail of stones was crashing all over my house, on the roof, on the walls, even on the doors. I knew what was going on, and I just waited. Then I heard a knock on the door. I opened the door, and there they stood, all heavily armed, all in camouflage, members of the security police. I was being arrested, again, under the Terrorism Act, Section 6, to be exact. I was very familiar with it because I got arrested all the time. I always kept the suitcase packed because I never knew when I would be arrested. And I didn't want anyone to have to find me in order to bring me the things that I needed. I'm usually alone when I'm arrested because my children attended boarding school. But this particular night, my 16-year-old daughter Zinzi happened to be with me. I wanted to make sure I was able to tell her where I was going and how long I would be there. But to nobody's surprise, they wouldn't allow me to do that.
A warrant for my son since his day of birth by an angry society that furthers his worth. Be it drug, sex, or by his law, a lion cannot rule if his shackles fall. Though I tried my best to raise the right, it was the world outside I followed the sight. See, he was fighting a battle he could not win to transcend the end of most black men. Well, my wife, she found his crack pipe one day while washing his clothes. It ain't mine, he said while rubbing his nose. So I checked his room. I checked every square inch of his hip-hop space. I checked under his mattress. I checked under his bed. I checked every single drawer. Then my eye caught the glint of a taped up 9mm gun. And you just about imagine what's going through my head. My son runs in and sees me spying. His face was still bloody and wet from crying. I said, son, what is this about? He says, Dad, I ain't got time, I got to run. I said, slow down, let's talk this out and tell me what's wrong and what's this 9mm gun about? But Junior, he got impatient. He snatched the heat and he went down the stairs. He headed up the street. Now, I'm not as fast, but I kept him in my sight as he went 2 blocks down and made a right. I knew something was wrong. I couldn't just let the boy go. I needed to know what was going on. But as I
Last visit. I come to you this afternoon with a lot of love and a lot of sadness in my heart to share this story with you. It's about the last visit I had with my grandmother down in the red hills of Mississippi. Now, Grandmama Emma, let me introduce you to my grandmother Emma. She was a tiny little woman, wore those long dresses, never saw her legs nor her arms, always wore a little white bonnet on her head, had an apron, and had those black high-top shoes on. She was a sweet, kind, patient, a very good-spirited person. Now, Grandpa, that was another story. He was tall, handsome, stern, and no-nonsense kind of a person. Now, they were tenant farmers down in the southern part of Mississippi. They raised cotton, corn, sugar cane. They also raised some pigs, some cows, and chickens and other kinds of animals down there. And now, my grandpapa didn't have very much education, formal education, but he could count in his head faster than any computer or calculator. Now, he believed that the success of his children rested in education. So he sent my mom to college in 1926, Alcorn College. And there she met a man from the Mississippi Delta, married him, and they moved to the Delta.
I said, ugh, okay. So, anyways, all that to say, when we talk about black folk, we're not just talking about African Americans. We got a whole family full of folk all around the world. So, in honor of our Spanish-speaking cousins, I shared this story with you called The Barking Mouse, which was published in book form by a storytelling friend, Antonio Sacre, who has given me permission to share this story that his grandmother from Cuba shared with him. And it goes kind of like this. Había una vez una familia de ratoncitas. Once upon a time, there was a family of little mice. There was mamá ratón y papá ratón y hermana. ¿Quién es hermana? Sister y hermano ratón. Brother, claro que sí. So anyway, so one day, Mommy looked up at the sky and she said, ah, familia mía, mi familia, mira el cielo hermoso. Look at that beautiful sky. She said, yo tengo una buena idea. I have a good idea. Vamos a comer en el parque. We're going to go and eat in the park. That's right. So the children were so excited, they said, hooray! Everybody say hooray! Hooray! Oh man, they were so happy, I'm telling you. So Mommy made some good old food, child. I'm telling you know what she made. She made some pollo frito. And what is pollo frito? So, child, you know that's right. Can't have no picnic without some fried chicken. And she made some plátanos, and plátanos are what? Plantains, those fried bananas. She had frutas, and she had all kind of good stuff, right? So anyway, so she packed up the little canasta, the little basket, and then Papi came along and he said, ooh, this is gonna be heavy. He said, pero no te preocupes, don't worry about it, porque mira mis músculos grandes. Look at my great big. And so